Hey y'all, Daniel Aaron here, and this is such an important, essential key to vibrant living. And it starts with the question for you. Do you have a ready-made way, a list of items, things you can do to move you from a yucky state to a great state? Yucky. So let me rewind this a little bit. A friend just called a little while ago, and great that she's aware of the state that she is in. She used the word primal. Primal meaning contracted, fear-based, sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, right? And it's not always so obvious or so extreme, and we don't always have the awareness that she had. And my invitation to you is ratchet up your awareness on this, because it's so important. It's so fundamental. It affects everything in our lives, everything we think, we perceive, we do. Now, I first learned of this many, many years ago, and I've had to, gotten to reassociate myself to it at various times in my life, because it's one of those fish in the fishbowl things where we don't know, we're just like, we're so used to being this way. And sometimes I speak with clients or with potential clients on the phone, and they're like, yeah, everything's okay. And, I'm so, yeah, I feel pretty good. And I'm like, could I speak honestly with you for a minute? Usually they say yes. And I say, well, I don't know. You're the only one inside you. And my experience, just my perception from the outside is it kind of looks like you don't have the vitality that you often have, or you sometimes have, or you could have, maybe even a little bit down or depressed. And, most of the time that's really helpful for people, just to get that reflection, because we don't realize, right? And it happens for all of us. So primal state, yucky state, crappy state, what do we call it? Unresourceful state, low energy state. Contrast that with, powerful state, beautiful state, awesome state, feeling fantastic. Okay, shall I rewind? State of being, right? You could think of it as the mind, if you mean mind meaning brain, awareness, and emotions, but it's really the whole package. How do I feel would be another way of saying it. How do you feel? That's your state. And we all have the capacity to go from here to here. How long do you guess it takes? Well, of course, it can happen like that in an instant. Doesn't always. The point, though, that's really important here is not how long does it take. The point is, do you do it, right? Because it's also easy to get used to this yucky state and not make the shift. So what's really helpful, really important, is to have a list of things you can do. Well, I could do a breathing exercise. I could do some journaling. I could jump up and down for 5 minutes. Use my physiology, my body to get things moving. I could, really examine what were the beliefs that were leading me to that, right? Because beliefs, unresourceful beliefs, always are what lead to unresourceful thoughts, which lead to unresourceful feelings, yucky feelings. So yeah, you could say, what was that? How could I have been believing? Do the work of Byron Katie. Awesome for that. And then make a decision. Once you get to what the thought was, what the belief was, say, oh, no, I don't believe that. I'm not going to believe that. I'm going to make a decision that I'm going to be this way, right? Now, I could go into more detail on that. I'm going to keep it short, though, and leave it there. Hopefully you get the idea, and hopefully this inspires you to make a list of what you can do when those moments happen. Because here's the great thing, and this is really well backed up by research. If we build a model for ourselves that says, if this happens, then I will do this, we increase the chances of ourselves, we increase the chances that we'll actually do that thing dramatically, right? And this has been shown a lot with addictions. People that have addictions say, well, if I hit this trigger, I will do this. Then when that trigger comes, right, because triggers come, then much better chance that they'll do that thing. So if you build this list that says, when I get into a primal state, I will do this, or this, or this, or this, then when it happens, you go, okay, which is it? Go to my list. Usually you'll remember, because you only need 3, 4, 5 handful of really good things that you can do that work for you. You know they work, you've done them before. All right, with that, I'll leave it. Hope y'all are having an awesome, amazing, beautiful day. And if not, you know what to do to get yourself there. Thanks for tuning in. Aloha.